if he can be in good positions, Gen.G could really get this snowball rolling.
I do think Coach Kim, with his facial expression, says it all. I think he's pretty happy with how this draft eventuated.
The priority. Well,
yeah, they don't.
Chovy just gets to walk in. Oh no. Gideon, you're not allowed to do this. Charm is going to connect. That means that he cannot get out of the way. The flash forward, and Chovy picks up the first blood. And it was like they got ran over by a steamroller. On this dragon right now, Gideon's going to walk over yet another ward that he will be able to at least remove, but Canyon gets the news that he's not even going to have to worry about getting a smite timing, as he just does a bit of a fadeaway jump shot. Finally will be taking his blue buff, move into the river as Lehens is moving over. Yeah, he does have his unbreakable will, as Chovy and Jiu going to be walking in at the same time. The close-in from Gen.G is so scary. Hook going to connect there onto Lehens. He backs away. Keen's moving over. There's an equalizer from Kingen, but now he's going to get closed off. Still, they dive on towards Canyon, who flashes over the wall, tries to get towards Kingen to get out, but that is not going to help him. Empress Divide onto Chovy as they boop away Gideon. These Nongshim health bars are going low, but they're standing up in this team fight really nicely. Kingen getting over as well. He is still looking aggressive. The hook is going to be returned, though, and Ruler just takes down his former bottom lane partner. Extendo Beam not able to take down Keen, but the Grubs are trying to. Ruler might have to try and get out of here, and Jiu's going to be able to get a kill. I don't know about that one from Ruler, and Gideon doesn't even fall. It's a double kill for the Zeri.
I'm going to certify it. I'm going to certify it. Picks up 2 kills, gets an assist on the fight as well.
Zeri, and he's now sitting at 2-0-1.
I mean, they got 2 Grubs out of the fight as well. It wasn't just like they gave up the whole objective to win.
Well, Jiu's going to come on in as that buffer was gorgeous. Gideon unable to use the Keeper's Verdict, and Keen wants to go to the skies. That anchor didn't quite work out there, and to the skies comes down again, and now Jiu's just going to kill both of them.
I don't think it's normally allowed to certify twice, but guess what? I'm going to do it.
No, you have to re-up your certifications. Well, unfortunately, Jiu thought that it was on a daily basis, not an annual basis, and so he just needs to go back and get that one sorted. Well, he absolutely did.
Lost the Rift here for Jiu, but he's nowhere near the pit right now. And it's not really the big spike he's looking for necessarily to crush a team fight, despite the lead that he has. But Gen.G, 2 dragon lead.
Kingen's on the bottom side with teleport in hand.
Yeah, I think he's probably just going to keep pushing this, as there's just not really a way to enter here, even if he did TP. Gonna take an opportunity to back instead and pick up his Leandries.
Ooh, Lehens still looking for an opportunity. Calyx should be able to shift his way out if he'd like to, and doesn't even have to. Kingen thinking about lining this up
here, and now Chovy may just clear this wave and take the first turret, which would deny them that feat of strength.
Well, Canyon moving on in here. If he steals this away, that's also feats of strength. As Keeper's Verdict goes completely wide. Canyon walking down the equalizer, though, is a little dangerous. He is just going to tank it to see what he can get done. As Gideon down very low, the dragon forgotten about by Nongshim. They'll just give that up, but they do manage to back away.
They're starting Otacon, however.
They are indeed starting Otacon. You can see there's a lot of armor and magic resist now missing from Gideon and Jiu.
They're committing.
Yeah, Keeper's Verdict comes down, and the buffer is gorgeous. Down goes Gideon, and now it is just a matter of one smite from Canyon. He goes in, he grabs the Otacon, and now he's on top of Jiu. Will the knockup come on through? The flash out from Kingen, and they are just trying to keep as many alive as they can, but Nongshim, you didn't need to do that.
No, you didn't need to do that. And I get the idea, because you have Poppy, and so you're like, well, we just keep him away, and it'll be fine.
Drew has done that a second time in a row.
Yeah, no, he does hit those. But if he doesn't hit that, then you probably end up having a pretty nice fight after this all is said and done. But because he is locked down and killed, Canyon gets the guaranteed smite, and it's just as simple.
Does bring Chovy into the Dragon Pit. This is Chemtech Soul, though, ladies and gentlemen. And Chovy is dashing over walls, looking for some opportunities. Empress Divide's going to throw him back, and it's Canyon that's the target. He throws down the ulti, the equalizer not going to connect, and Canyon somehow survives! Chovy is tanking 2 people, though that's another kill going over to Jiu, as Ruler gets hit by the Extendo Beam. But the fact that Canyon lives really keeps Gen.G in with a shot as far as this dragon is concerned.
There's no ults here for Nongshim. I don't know if they can actually fight this without Jiu's especially, but with no equalizer, Kingen's gonna have to do some big heavy lifting. He's charging up his heat, and he wants to go in.
Yeah, well, he gets in, he mega codes into the back line as they just evaporate him. Jiu trying to stand his ground. These are some low health bars, an opportunity for the Zeri. Gideon goes in, and down he goes as well. And Jiu, he was a one-man army in the early game. and unfortunately it's not enough later on, as Ruler tanking up this Chemtech Dragon will be able to take that one down.
Playing that fight as well as he did, going back in onto Calyx and taking him out, wins the fight for them.
And you know what the worst thing is? It's now easier for him to do it. As Chovy goes in, the charm is blocked by Lehens, and yeah, my heart would go on, will go on. 13, I mean 15. My God, that video's old. It's okay, Baron being started up here by Gen.G. I don't think that Nongshim are going to be able to do anything about it, as Duro, Hex flashing in, looking for that opportunity as never mind. Actually, no, it was Hex Flash, and now he has real flash up. Calyx is going to be able to grab some bounty gold by taking out this outer turret on the bottom side of the map.
And Gen.G are now too big to fail, I would say.
Well, Canyon is just walking towards Gideon, and Gideon, with a late steadfast presence, is going to just leave. And the fact that he's allowed to do that is a big deal. Calyx trying to dissuade Canyon from diving underneath the turret solo. I don't think he would have done it necessarily, especially with Gen.G able to push for free here in this mid lane, creating those man advantages, getting in there, getting control of the jungle. And Nongshim really looking a little worse for wear in this game.
And I mean, this is just turrets falling like they're nothing, like they're made of paper into a 3,000, now 4,000 Red Bull Baron power play here for Gen.G. 8,000 gold the lead. And they're just fishing for any pick. A kill onto a carry means the game ends. Waves are crashing through. Land's looking for an angle.
I feel like they may have identified something here as Canyon throws down the ulti. He's trying to keep himself alive. They're losing their base in response, but the jungler does go down. Now Calyx, a possible angle here, but he is just anchored up and destroyed. Great charm there from Chovy to start it all. And so that spells the end of the inhibitor. It evens it out to a 4v4. And Nongshim, they're already so far behind. Gideon goes in. The equalizer is desperate, but it is on the right position. Ruler going kind of crazy here against Chiu, who just kills him. What? The prediction from Duro! Oh, give this man POM. Recency bias can get out of my video games. I want to write it down right now. This guy is so good. He lands another one. He may fall. He doesn't even die.
Duro, that was insane.
What?
I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said he was good at Nautilus, but that's not exactly the level of play I was expecting. I think that's not a Nautilus thing. That's just a genius God Gamer moment.
Well, he lands yet another hook. This time it is just a sad Kingen who is watching his Nexus explode. It does exactly that.
Who do you find? Who do you catch? Like, you know, there's not a lot of angles outside of the lane. The lane isn't even that great. Like, I feel like this Elise pick is really going to come back to bite Nongshim, especially because they opted for Sejuani Yorick as their top jungle setup here, or jungle top setup. Very safely come over here for this game.
Oh no.
Yep.
Calyx gonna get jumped on. There's a flash. The flash taunt comes on out there as well. The Winds of War, and there is, the shield, but the Colossal Smash. And Chovy, he could tank up that last turret shot. Oh God. They add a first blood to destroying Gideon's jungle.
Yeah, and like, I think he was considering a flash Q on Ju there.
Cocoon going to connect there as Ruler walking up once again. He's slowed as he flashes and just picks up the kill onto Jiu. Up into the air goes the Elise, and down goes Ruler, but that was a crazy play. Sort of made my brain explode a little bit as Keen will find a hookshot into Kingen. In the meantime, Canyon is killing Sejuani. And if you just, oh my goodness,
God.
That was
cool. Look, Canyon's spilling.
Doing
if Canyon gets, if he like...
Here's a dive on the top side of the map as the bailout not quite going to work out here as Gideon survives. And that's a kill going over to Kingen, and they'll also grab themselves a plate. As Keen gonna have to flash, he does manage to live, and Canyon's like, oh, I guess I'll just kill him then. And he does. Gideon's gonna go down though, as now Duro is just fighting off multiple people. Lehen's trying to tank. Duro's able to drink most of his potion, and Kingen will finally get the auto reset to take him down.
I looked for a second like he was
That was so weird. To be able to just hookshot onto a person. That's not how that kind of works, as now he might need to get himself out of here. Cocoon gonna connect though, and Keen survives for a little bit longer, but Gideon is just gonna put him down. Flail to the back of the head is going to work there, and 10 seconds in the death chamber there for Keen. No teleport means that this dragon should go over to Nongshim pretty comfortably.
Kind of a weird setup there for Gen.G, as they didn't have bottom side prio, they had mid prio, but Chovy didn't ult in, and then Keen just got cut off. It was really well played by Nongshim. Like, Nongshim were like, okay, well, Keen's trying to get in, we're not going to allow that.
Made it! Oh, goes down. Looks a lot like an Ouroboros from...
But this is looking like it's going to be a full set here, as mid-prio makes it so difficult for anyone to get near. Canyon, all he has to do is not smite the second one, and then he can guarantee the third goes over his way with smite. Not even a handshake on this in any way.
Did it.
Yesterday, if Perfect should just change his name to Chobi.
I really did like that bomb comment idea. As the handshake comes on through, hostile takeover is down as well as Lahens. He's staying alive for a really long time. There are so many sticks into this Elise, though, and he is just going to go down. Ruler will get immediately bailed out and then killed again, but he gets a double kill. Kingen, he teleported in. He's looking to see whether he can get even more in this game as Canyon wants to kill Gideon. The flash forward, he'll get his prize, and now he's inside the ghoulie wall. He gets so much of his health back, though, and the shield comes in, and it's not enough to save him. The Maiden will be able to get rid of the Pantheon.
The goal. The problem is that 3 kills are on a Sejuani and 3 kills are on a Yorick. That's the kind of lines I'm seeing here. It's like, okay, they got something back. It's just not really feeling great as TP is being committed to.
Yeah. Oh, the Justice Punch angle was gorgeous. As now Kingen trying to stay alive, and Keen, he can tank up that turret for just long enough. Even the Maiden is going to be put down as Gen.G will eventually win out on that trade and put themselves 2,000 gold ahead.
A fight like this, Canyon shows up, Ruler puts the sticks in, has the bailout, and then here...
In the meantime, Duro is dead. And back to your usual programming.
So now Calyx actually did get the push here into the bottom lane, so he's going to pick up some plate gold as well.
Oh, Canyon is going to get cocooned. Ruler is over here, though. Lahens, oh dear. He is going to be able to hop on over towards... Oh, that was actually Ruler's little sentinel. That's very cute. As Keen just dives on top of Lahens, and Lahens is really dead. The approaching Chovy means that they cannot actually follow up on it, and so thanks for the leash, says Gen.G, and they will be able to take down the Infernal Drake. How does Duro dying unceremoniously...
Maybe actually they can take it away from Nongshim.
Well, full vision now picked up. They had that control ward in the pit. Kingen with the push, though, as we can see, the Maiden helping out. Canyon just going to move on over and say thanks for the leash. That was odd. They pick up the feats of strength as there's the Glacial Prison. It connects onto Chovy, though. He's capable of ignoring it. And Duro, he is going to buy some space there. That was a cute little repel attempt, but Lahens is still so squishy and will go down. Chovy just walks into the middle of them. The Flash Justice Punch, down goes Gideon. And now even Keen is getting into it because he can deliver Chovy into the top lane. Kingen, he's not out of the woods just yet. Canyon comes on over and gives him a spear. And Gen.G just kind of styling on him now.
I feel like Canyon always has his empowered Q, like every single time.
I think it's the only version of the Q for Canyon.
Yeah, he comes up, he's like, I stacked it, and you're dead. Yeah, Gromp will survive it this time, but yeah, he doesn't choose to use it. They play it super patiently as Ruler may be in trouble, maybe not.
Q is dead, Lahens is dead, and then... What?
Renata Callista, 7-kill Callista.
Yeah, he really utilized the bailout attack speed in order to make that one work.
A shield on a 7-kill Callista.
Yep. We're remembering, aren't we? Why Ruler doesn't get to play this champion ever.
No, I think this was one of those games where probably shouldn't have allowed it.
Just because you're going to be playing mainly 4-1, Kingen needs to stay in side lane, so clearing waves from range going to be pretty important, but that's a bit of a nitpick.
Callista Renata composition, and I think they're paying some of the consequences of that, but I think Gen.G are just playing overall the better game, and we can nitpick all we want, but Gen.G's not doing a whole lot of losing. They've only lost 3 games this season.
And it's not looking like Nongshim are going to be the team to hand them their first loss. I think a lot of us are going to be looking at our calendars for when Gen.G Humble Life Esports is going to be happening again. In HLE are going to have to keep up the lossless streak as Ruler is going to be able to cleanse Gideon and the Chains of Corruption just go wide. That's a lot of sticks. Fate's Call comes down, 3-man knock-up from Duro, and there is the ultimate as well. Jiu is going to get taken out, and Ruler is continuing to hop forward. Gen.G, this combination, when it works, it looks so good. And Nongshim don't have an answer to it as Keen is going to dive forward. Kingen is put into the Hextech ultimatum. And sometimes ultimatums really do feel bad. That one is certainly one of them.
I mean, we're 20 minutes in.
Stuff.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, and Gen.G are just like, can we end? 12 seconds here on this Varus. Calyx is at full health and should be able to clear this as Victor. Although, a Herald? Herald. Dancing Herald?
Oh god, we might get Dancing
Herald? Question mark?
That would be crazy! As Canyon's gonna get the first charge, the first Nexus turret will go down. Gen.G is so far, it's a 10,000 gold lead at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Shelly is not going to be dancing because she is dead, unfortunately. And Nongshim's, you know, like, they respawn really fast. That a successful outcome from that is quite low. As Otacon hasn't been started just yet. Duro's going to be the one to take the chain CC this time as Canyon moves in. They know that Duro is dead. He gets a nice little handshake though, as now Canyon going forward. I don't know about that one. He flashes away immediately. And Keen, he goes in, he finds the backline, but he ults Gideon just to try and break up this fight. And Gideon, he is definitely a killable target because they are so incredibly far behind. Keen now just on cleanup duty. He finds the hook shot as Calyx with a crying bee is going to be moving away from this. There's the Grand Starfall. He knew that he was dead. And a gargoyle delivery as well is going to come in as Chovy realizes that they can just walk in the front door because they've already destroyed most of this space.
Yeah, I think he's pretty happy to just walk up and say, yeah, 21.5 minutes in. I think that sounds about right.
Is this the shortest game of this season?
I'm looking.
Because I think it might just be. I don't think we've seen anything sub 20 minutes. And yeah, this is an absolute shellacking. Ruler dancing around the Nexus will put the last stick in there. And damn, that was a statement game for Gen.G.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.